All right. So let's start from the beginning. Where you from?
Originally from Oakland, California. You know, the Yay area, better known as. Um, that's where I'm originally from. East Oakland, you know, home of Mark.
Okay.
Well, he ain't from the East, but Marshawn Lynch and Leon Poe and all these great people, Too Short and all people like that, you know.
Okay. So how was your upbringing?
You want to know the answer to how was my upbringing? Oh man, uh, it was poor, it was dirty, it was um, it was tough, it wasn't really nothing to really be proud of. You know what I mean? Some people you know, they put their city on their back and they represent it so hard and they so proud of it. And I salute them people, but I'm more happy that I don't live in that area anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and I was able to get out of that area to see the world and all this kind of stuff. And so, you know, my mom died when I was 4 years old. I was raised by my father, and my dad raised me up. And being in Oakland, it was drugs. You know, I watched my brother sell dope right in front of our apartment complex. There was plenty of times where my dad had to run out to the top of the black gate to go get my brother from out of a police car. My other brother used to sell weed, you know what I mean, and then they got caught up in a situation where you know, it was a robbery turned into a murder, and then you know, me being like in middle school back then, like early 2000s, my brothers was like really all I had back then, and so when they went to jail, it was like I lost a lot, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I fell into the love for like No Limit and Master P, and kind of seeing that dynamic between him and his brothers. And you know, I started listening to a lot of that music more and more, the No Limit stuff. Um, and then we moved out of Oakland, and then we moved to a place called Pittsburgh, California. That's where I ended up graduating high school, actually, out of Pittsburgh. Um, and that was rough too. Like, it's supposed to be like a suburb, but it's really not. It's really not. And it was a lot of struggling there. You know, there was times where we didn't have water, we didn't have lights, um, and just to be able to finish high school was like a huge accomplishment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and there was a lot of you know, other things going on in the household that made it difficult for me to focus on school because I really wanted to play football when I was coming up, but I really didn't have nobody to um, point me in that direction and keep me on on a good path to whereas I could study, do my work, and do my grades good, and be able to play ball. And so that kind of just went out the window. It was just like I can't focus about playing football if when I go home I got no water to wash my body. You feel me?
Right.
And so that happened for a good amount of time, and then sheesh, once we got out of that situation, um, I found out my dad was ill, and then I watched him basically deteriorate before my eyes. Oh, you kind of froze up on me. I'm gonna keep going though. And then my pops passed in 2007, and then I use ultra froze, boy. And then oh, there you go. Okay, you back. He was froze for a good 35 seconds. Um, then I went off to a community college. That's where I met my wife. And then you know, fast forward, I went to the military, and that kind of like changed my life as far as like finances and all that go. And so it's kind of been I've been pretty much cool ever since. But Yeah, I've dabbled and dabbled in the music, as you know,
Yeah.
a couple other things with a couple other people, and so yeah, that's kind of like the big. That's kind of like the overview of the big picture of like my life story, without going, without boring everybody too much, or making people so sad.
Nah.
Yeah.
So how long were you in the army?
I was in the Navy, so the
I'm
Navy.
sorry.
That's good. It's good. 4 years I was in the Navy. Um, I I was an ABH, so that's kind of like the people you see on the movies that's doing this with the airplanes and stuff on the ships that be doing all that. Um, that's why I have to relate it to that. That's what most people know from the movies and stuff. Um, the Navy was an experience. I'm glad so the only reason I went to the Navy was because I wanted to be a firefighter. And so I was at my community college, and they was like, one of my professors. I was one of my professors was like, he was in the military, and he was a fire chief, and then he was retired. So he was like, one of the good ways to become a firefighter is to go to the military. Go to the military, especially the Navy, because everybody's a firefighter in the Navy. I was like, okay. And then that's how I ended up going to the Navy. And so um, I've been in Seattle, not Seattle. Well, I was in Washington State, Illinois, Chicago, Great Lakes. That's where boot camp's at. Went to Florida, um, Hawaii, Singapore, Thailand, um, Dubai, Bahrain, Turkey, Florida again, and then Virginia. And that's where I ended up buying my houses at in Virginia.
Okay, because I remember you. I thought you was from Virginia for the longest, because you was like, I was posting in Virginia, so I feel
Yeah.
like you left and then you just stayed in Virginia, then you moved to California. I said, man,
Super choppy.
So the question is, what made you started doing music? Because I remember you told a story about you was doing gospel music.
Yeah.
So
So definitely. Yeah. So actually I've been like rapping and stuff since I was like 6, 7 years old, right? Back in Oakland. And so my dad bought me a keyboard and a karaoke machine when I was like in second, third grade. And so back then, we used to have to take the auxiliary cord, plug it into the back of the karaoke, plug it into the back of the keyboard, push the little beat button on the keyboard, and then we would have the cassette tapes. Young folks don't know about the cassette tapes, but we had the
that's
cassette
true.
tapes. Put that in the karaoke machine, and get a little piece of paper or something to plug it in so you can record actually on the tapes. And so we've been rapping and recording. My brothers I was talking about earlier, we've been rapping and recording since then. And so it was always fun. Back then I'm little. I loved Tupac back then. West Coast representing and all that, and being little dirty ghetto boy. Cussing in the music and all this. And my dad was an older OG, so he didn't really care about me using profanity back then. I grew up kind of different than a lot of people I grew that was in my neighborhood, and so it was a lot of that. And then it's always just kind of been a dream from then to kind of like always want to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
rapping and football was the thing growing up for me, right? And so fast forward to high school when I'm at Pitt High, I meet my one of my friends. He actually make beats. And I was like, "You make beats?" He was like, "Yeah, I got some beats." And so he was like, "I got a studio at the house." I was like, "Can I come through?" He was like, "For sure." And so that's when I was like 15 years old, 16. And I just started going in there and then rapping. That's like how it started as far as me seriously recording, like in the studio and making music. That's like where it started at. Shout out to my boy DJ and his brother Deception. But yeah, man, that's where it started as far as the rapping. Yeah, and then after that, right? That's all like secular music, like me being young and it's talking about whatever. Okay, go to mama. And so the gospel part, right? The video that you're talking about, and so I changed my life when I was 17 and a half. So I found the Lord, right? And so I was like, I still want to rap, but I want to do it to where it's pleasing to God, right? And so back then, I didn't even really know that gospel rap was actually a thing. And so I started just doing my I started rapping about my struggles and my pains, but then incorporating the Bible into it, right? So I would find scriptures to match up with what I was trying to say in my songs, and then I just went back to the studio to my homeboy DJ, and we was making music. I said, "Yo," and it just so happened that DJ cousin was also gospel rapping, right? And so. And so he was like, "Yo, my big cousin, gospel rap too. I need to hook y'all up." And so his name was the Lord's Vessel. And so, let me go back a little bit. And so, I'm in the Bay Area. I'm gospel rapping. I did not know that there were other gospel rappers in the Bay Area. I thought I was the only one for some reason, right? So my uncle, who was a minister, he was like, "No, man." He said his gospel rappers being forever, right? He was like, he gave me an OCD of a group from Richmond, California, and then one of the rappers was named Minister Larry Austin. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, okay, he go kind of hard, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, this kind of remind me a little bit of the Bay Area sound and everything. And so I got introduced more to other gospel rappers that was local in the Bay Area. And then my homeboy DJ, his brother, was like, "Yo, come with me to Richmond to this gospel rap event that my cousin performing at." I was like, "Bet." So we go out to Richmond, and then I don't even remember seeing his cousin perform, but it was a dude there, and he performed, and it was like his performance was dope. His testimony was amazing, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta connect with this dude." And so he ended up giving us a mixtape that he had did. And so me and Deception, we listened to that mixtape all the way back to Pittsburgh. And so, boom. So then later on, I end up finding a dude. This is back when MySpace was hot, right? So
Yeah.
I ended up finding a dude on MySpace. And then my sister was doing an event in Oakland. And I told dude, I said, "Yo, my sister doing an event. Could you come out and perform?" He was like, "Cool." Gave me the price. I said, "Cool." So anyway, that was one time that we had linked up, but he didn't get to even perform because the time got changed or something or whatever. But he used to have these shirts, and I was like, "Yo, I want to get one of them shirts." And so I was working for Pepsi back then, and so I pulled up after I got off work, and I bought a shirt from him. And then he needed a ride to an event, and he was like, "Yo, Doug, I ain't got no ride to this event, and my car broke down. Could you give me a ride?" So I'm like, "For sure." I'm off work, boom. So I give him a ride from Richmond to Vallejo. Y'all know Vallejo, home of E40. Ooh, smell me. Yeah, it's E40. And so we go out to Vallejo. He do the event. He kill the event. And then on the way back home, we just start talking about regular stuff like movies and everything. And so me, him, and his homeboy, we just chopping it up, and we just all excited. You know what I mean? Just about like we're young. We doing what we think is right as far as like the music and God and all this. And then we just connected, like we all had our own struggles that we've been through growing up, and we all from the Bay Area, and so everything's kind of unique, you know what I mean? And so I was like, yeah, I want to link up. I want to be a part of what they got going on. And so anyway, I did that for a while, as far as like being around him and his crew, and then taking them to different events. I was really like their chauffeur for a while, right? So I'm just driving them to different events around the Bay, and so I'm like, y'all, they know I rap too, right? So I put my music on and all this, so we all vibing and stuff, and it gets to a point to whereas my homeboy who make the beats, his cousin had a record label called God Given Records, and he was like, yo, Dub, he was like, he said, you know, he had just released the album, and he was like, I want you to be a part of my record label. And I was like, boy, I was so excited when he asked me to do that. I cannot tell you, dog. The one thing I wanted, the two things I wanted to do as a child was what? Play football and be a rapper. That was it, right? And so I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity. You know, he wanted me to be a part of his record label. I was so juiced. And then it was official. I was a part of God Given Records. Boy, I was so happy. I was like, I'm about to drop an album. It's gonna be in stores. All my people gonna go buy it. And so I recorded a few songs. So let me back up a little bit. I had a bunch of songs recorded from his cousin that I did with his cousin. Right. Some of that music I'm still releasing to this day. Like a couple years ago, I released some music from my record label, but that's music I did when I was 18, 19 years old. Right. So anyway, so I'm still with my other homeboy, you know, and they doing all the concerts and events, and I'm just kind of around them. And then I'm like, yo, you know, the Lord's vessel want me to be a part of God Given Records. They like, do it, Dub, do it. You know, you got music, you know, people feeling it. Da, 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 da. I'm like, cool. And so I recorded I re-recorded some of my old music with the Lord's vessel and God Given Records. So me not really knowing about copyrights, publishing, marketing, promoting, anything to do with music industry as far as actually putting the music out, I don't know nothing. I know nothing about. I'm just happy that he want me to rap and be on the label with him, right? And I'm thinking he's gonna be in stores, right, next to his, in the Bible stores and all that. And so we rocked a couple shows together, me and him. And the one thing about that was he actually, like I told you at the beginning of this interview, like I got my 3 little girls, and you know, it's you got to be a father, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so he had like 8 kids, right? And so me looking back at it as a grown man now, it's extremely hard to raise your family and to try to run a label the way you want to run it to be successful.
Yeah.
And so that's where he fell off at, my homeboy in the record label. I really wanted us to work out, me to be a part of the label and do it. So what happened was, on the website, he had a website. So on the website, it was like his album, you know, The Lord's Vessel. And then it's like SDUB. I think the name of my album was going to be Glory and Shame Coming Soon, right? That's what it said on. I'm on a website. I'm like, I'm doing big stuff. You feel me? I'm like, man. And so, a couple months pass, maybe a few months pass. I go back on the website. My banner not there no more. I'm like, okay. And so, he never said, or we never had a conversation like, yo, Dub, this not gonna work. I can't put you on the label. I mean, I can't continue to make music with you. It was just over, like. And so I was like, okay. So my other homeboy, who I was driving around to the event, I just started to be a part with them, and then they was like, yo, just be with our crew. And I was like, cool. And so then I started being with them. And so we was able to do a lot of shows from LA. We've been to LA a couple times at mega churches doing events. I can't remember the name of the church no more, but it's like across the street from USC. It's like one of the mega churches out there. I remember it so well because the dude who was emceeing for that youth rally, he reminded me of C Murder. He was like tall, light skinned. I was like, this dude look like C Murder, right? And so I remember we did that, and then we just had a lot of events that we did, like San Francisco, all throughout the Bay, Oakland, San Jose, all these little local events, and so it was fun, man. And then he actually let me record my mixtape at his house, and then that's when it was like official that I was a part of the crew. You know what I mean? Like he did my mixtape, he mixed it for me. He even got a couple of features on there, and so that was fun. But on the other side of that coin, about the other dude and God Given Records, that was really sad to me because I was really hoping that was going to go somewhere, and it just didn't materialize at all. Like he never told me anything about, like I said, the business side of the music industry. He never told me how he got his music in stores, which was my goal, right?
Yeah.
And so I think his family life and what he had to do to make sure that was afloat got in the way of us making music and doing what we would consider then ministry. You know what I mean? As far as the music. And so I just started rocking with my other people, and it was a heck of a run, man. I'll tell you that. And after I did an album in 2019, 2009, I released my album, and then I left California and went to Utah, and then when I came back, it was kind of like over as far as like the gospel rap stuff, right? It was my homeboy was still doing, he was still holding it down, he was still doing music. And he had kept doing gospel rap for a while after that. But when I got back in 2010, it was like, for me, I did not record any more gospel music like after 2009. But I can't say it was a heck of a run. Like it got to the point where, like, so I was working at McDonald's during this time, right? And so people would see me at McDonald's and they would be like, didn't I see you at the church event last night, like rapping? I was like, yeah. They was like, you know, so it was kind of cool. I was a mini celebrity, dog, to be honest with you. I was a mini celebrity, man. It was pretty cool. And then that's like, yeah. So that's kind of like my gospel rapping tenure. Let me say that. Yeah.
Okay. So I gotta ask because this is how I came across you with the No Limit reviews. What made you start wanting to do No Limit reviews?
Hitman.
Okay.
So those of you who don't know Hitman is the promotional and art director for No Limit, right?
Yeah.
And so this is back in like 2014. So I was in my house. I remember it like yesterday. I was in my house and I was doing my online homework, and I had my No Limit CD rack next to me. I always keep it close by. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was doing my work, and so I'm on Facebook too. And so Hitman he put a post up, and it says, when you love what you do, it's not work. And then I told myself, now that's a slogan that people have been saying for years, right? Yeah. So that's nothing new. That's nothing, groundbreaking. But for me at that moment, for some reason, I sat back, I said, what do I love that I would do if I did not get paid? I looked down and see my CDs. I said, I would talk about this No Limit CDs and this music for the rest of my life and not get paid and still be happy, right?
Right.
And so I was like, let me make a video. Let me do videos about the music and the CDs. Because at this time, it's 2014. even P came back with No Limit Forever like 2011, but by 2014 it kind of had died down.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I want to put a spotlight back on the Tank, right?
Yeah.
And so I think my first No Limit album review video, I did the review on Ghetto Dope, right? Make Them Say song, right?
Right.
And so that's what initially made me want to do No Limit album reviews, is when I seen the post by Hitman. It was nothing that he said about music. It was just me thinking, like, what could I do that I love to talk about, that I could talk about forever, you know, and you know, that I just love. And it's the music. It still is the music, you know what I mean? The No Limit music. And so it was that happened. And so initially what I was trying to do with the whole vision was like I didn't want to put in the description in the titles of the videos which albums I was going to be talking about. So I would kind of like try to hide the albums or the CDs, and I was just talk about it. And then I would be like, oh, what album we going to talk about today? Oh, boom. And I put up Ghetto Dope. But then it got to a point where I realized, I would probably have to put the title of the song, the CD that I'm talking about, in the description, so people can know what it is, right? For it to make sense. But yeah, then I posted maybe 3 or 4 reviews initially, right? And not nobody really messing with them. And I was like, okay, this is dead. I was like, and then one day I check my my YouTube and I get some comments. They're like, oh, I remember that CD. That was dope. It was like, you should do a review about Cain and Abel. And I was like, okay, I got that CD. I was like, I can do that, you know. And then the more people started chiming in and hitting the like button, I was like, I could do this more often, you know what I mean? And so I just kept doing it. And that, bro, I never imagined that I would meet the people like yourself, Hitman, other rappers that's affiliated with No Limit, like Oak Tree, Ace B, and then just the fans in general, right? Even my boy Jim in Sweden, like all these people came from No Limit. They know me from No Limit album reviews, you know? And so it was just my love for the music, for the Tank. And like I said in the very beginning of this interview, for me, like my other 2 brothers, that was like C Murder and Master P, and I was Silk.
Right.
But when they went to jail, I lost that. And that's what really put me back on the music. So what a lot of people don't know is that me being from Oakland, but my dad is from Louisiana, right? Okay. And so I got family down there, so we would go visit. And so I got a cousin who knew P back in the days. And my cousin used to tell my pops and them, like when we go down there visit, he like, yeah, like my uncle, shout out to my Uncle Randy, rest in peace, Uncle Randy. He was like, you know, Master P, he done so dope, made music and played basketball. He told us that back in like 98, right? And so, and then then my dad had a lady friend who was from I think she was from New Iberia, but she lived in California. She lived in Oakland. She lived in our apartment complex. So her and my dad connected on that Louisiana stuff, right? And she used to be like, y'all heard that new Master P song? How you do that there? How you do that? That's my favorite No Limit song of all time.
Okay.
That's my favorite one of all time. How you do that there? Yeah, Young Bleed and CeeLo.
Yeah.
And so just by having so many little connections to P, right, via other people, was like, oh, I'm connected some kind of way, right? We might be cousins or something, I don't know, but I feel like that connection for real, because so many people that I knew, like people I grew up with in my apartments, like it's a lady named Miss Gwen. She know King George and P from when they were downtown Oakland. They used to be writing raps in the car, she said, in the Cadillac right outside the studio. And so that's I fact checked that because when I went to middle school, I used to go to school down the street from their studio
Right.
in Westlake, and so then like all of just little connections like that, and then my homeboy, my goddad, rest in peace, Big L, he told me about Symphonique back in the early 2000s. He said, yo, you know, because everybody talking about Romeo, because Romeo was blowing up back then, right? He said, you know, P got a daughter that's from out here, because P messed with Symphonique mom, who's from Frisco, and she was a dancer. And I was like, I don't know who that girl is. I don't know, you know what I mean? But that's a little information that I had back in 2000, you know, about No Limit. Something that didn't really come to fruition until like 2009 when she started coming out with her music. And so, and there's just a lot of little connections like that I had growing up with the little No Limit connections here and there, like with the King George and all this. And so, yeah, man. And as you know, No Limit album reviews, man. It kind of snowballed into something that I didn't think that it was going to ever become, right? With the networking and all of this, and it's like a blessing, to be honest with you. You know, it's funny because the other day, well, maybe about a month ago, you know, they on tour right now, or they was on tour, and so I think it was a Baltimore. And I showed my wife the video, and she was like, oh, "There's other No Limit soldiers." she thought I was the only one. I'm like, it's the whole world of us. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I feel like I was one of the pioneers when it comes to the promotion, the self-promotion of what they doing, you know, now. You know what I mean? I feel like you know, yeah, I feel like I'm one of the pioneers to kind of because people know me, you know, I did the gospel rap thing and all that, and you know, that was kind of fun, and it was fun, and you know, but people from all around the world know me for No Limit album reviews, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny, and really to try to I wasn't trying to use it for everything that it could be gained as far as money. Because what a lot of people don't know, I'm gonna tell you this. This will nobody know. You don't get an exclusive right here. So YouTube, so I was able to get my YouTube page monetized, right? So I started getting paid for the videos. But what nobody knows is, as far as the No Limit fans, people think that I was able to get monetized because of the No Limit videos, and I get paid for the No Limit videos. That's not true. I got paid on my YouTube page not because of my No Limit videos. It was because of my real estate videos that I had posted and my food diet videos that I had posted.
Yeah.
The biggest viewing No Limit video that I had on YouTube for the longest was not even dealing with the music. It was the C Murder 2 Chainz beef video that I did.
Okay.
That video only had like when I posted it, like the next day it had like 5,000 views. Quick, boom. I was like, whoa. And then it slowly crept, right? But outside of that video, as far as the music that I talked about, the highest viewed video for the longest time was I think right now it was Crazy Smoke. He released a song called Smoke. It was a single that he did.
I remember that one.
Yeah, Smoke. And then now I believe it's Mercedes Rear End. And the only reason that's number one is because the album cover. You already know. So let's just keep it 100, right? And that's what I have on the it's a thumbnail. It's her album cover. And so the video reviews that I did that I thought was gonna be dope and take off, they only got like a couple hundred views, you know. they got comments on there. People like, oh, that's dope. You know, I remember this song is hot. Da, 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 da. But as far as like really monetizing it and all that, it wasn't because of the No Limit music. It was because of my real estate videos. That's why now I changed up. You notice I haven't posted no music stuff. I rebranded my whole page to Clout Chasing because now I understand the YouTube algorithms now. I understand what it takes to actually make a better profit when it comes to doing videos and YouTube. And I kind of, read some books and watched some other videos, and I have a better understanding of what it takes to like help your channel do well on YouTube. And so looking back at it now, and this is what I didn't want to do, but what I should have done when that C Murder 2 Chainz beefs a video that I did, I should have just kept Clout Chasing, right? That's why I renamed my thing Clout Chasing, because what people like is the drama, right?
Yeah.
That's what gets all the headlines, the drama. And so, but I didn't want to be the person to talk about the beef between C Murder and Master P, or the beef between C Murder and 2 Chainz, or what's really going on with Silk, or why, I could have easily made all kind of negative videos about No Limit all day long. I could have talked about Romeo like a dog. I could have talked about, Master P badly, and people would have just flocked, right? But I really wanted to focus on the actual albums, the music, right? And so, had I done that, I believe my No Limit album reviews would have blew up. Now I'm gonna tell you this is another first for you. I'm giving you all the good stuff.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All the good stuff. So look, I rebranded my page Clout Chasing because it's gonna be focused on real estate, right? That's my thing I've been doing really since I bought my first house. But put a pin in that. No Limit album reviews will come back probably the end of next year, 2023. I want to bring on people like yourself and some other people who are in the community to make it more of a podcast versus just a review of the music. So No Limit album reviews will come back. That's one thing that will happen. So I haven't told nobody that. I think I told Jim that. We talked on the phone, but I haven't really, put it out there like that to nobody. And so it will come back, and I want to do more stuff like what you're doing right here with the podcast and the interviews and stuff like that. And shout out to my boy in London with Fonzie.
Yeah,
Fonzie be putting. Yeah, Fonzie be putting in work, man. I got a lot of love for that dude, man.
He do. It's some people that I was like, I didn't even know I didn't even think they had like Instagram until like I started watching his stuff. Like, damn, they got Instagram.
Yeah. So
I ain't gonna say those names, but I be getting on one No Limit soldier nerves trying to get him on here. Like I be getting on his nerves. Like when the No Limit groups that you in, King in, Chad and all of them in, like when they post his stuff, I send it straight to his Instagram. He say salute big homie. I still ain't doing no interview. I be getting on his nerves. And it's another one I feel I'm still getting on his nerves. Because he said gonna do an interview the day of it. We didn't get to do the interview, but I'm kind of glad because like I watched one of his other interviews and it was like basically every question I was gonna ask him. So now I'm gonna go back and rebrand it my episode with him, and I'm gonna dig into more research. Okay, let me ask you this question because you do a lot of reviews and it's just not on music.
Yeah.
Because I think you was the only reason, like you're the reason why I take sea mouse. Because I think you was like one of the first people that was talking about Dr. Savy. A lot of other the sea mouse. Because I kept watching you and I didn't know what sea mouse was. And then like I started ordering it from Styles off from the locks from the pharmacy for life. So do you still take sea mouse? And how was it able to help you?
Yeah, definitely. That's what's up, man. I want to salute you on that. I ain't know nobody watched them videos, brother.
I watch them all.
Just give you that one. So to answer your question, do I still take sea moss, brother? I got some right here.
Okay.
I got the sea moss. This is with the bladder rack and the Duroc detox, the cleanser. Dora, yeah. You know, I'm from the ghetto. I can't talk too straight. But yeah, so now we on the CMOS pills. It's a little bit more easier to take in and all that.
Yeah.
But so that answered that question. Yes, I do still take the CMOS. I don't, man. My hair is growing. I used to be a little light right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I believe that helped that. I need to, well, back then I wasn't taking it every day. So let me be honest. My wife was the one who really put me on the CMOS.
Okay.
And Dr. Sadie, right? And so one day she came home and she was like, this is when we lived in Virginia. She was like, I'm throwing out all this salt. I was like, why are you throwing away the salt? And then she was like, this is not healthy. She throwing the salt, pouring it in the trash and all this. And then she was like, you know, she's telling me about Dr. Sadie. And then that's when I learned more about Dr. Sadie, you know, his relationship with Left Eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a nephew who was in the Air Force. He's like a vegan, right? So I asked him about Dr. Sadie. He was like, yeah, I been knew about Dr. Sadie. I'm like, okay. And so then we got the cleanse. You seen I got the cleanse package back then and all that. And so the Dr. Sadie cleanse. Now I don't mess with Dr. Sadie products no more, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he passed away. Yeah. And I don't really know who's running the company anymore.
I think one of his children, like he had so many kids. Cause I remember seeing like his grandson and like one of his oldest daughters on a Breakfast Club, and they was talking about it. They was like all his kids. He had so many kids that they didn't even know some of them, but everybody is like using it to get rich off his name.
Right, exactly. And so that's why I haven't ordered from his actual website or where I got my original stuff from since he passed away.
Right.
But what he said and everything that he stood for still applies.
Yeah.
So this is why you can still get the CMOS. You know what I mean? You can still get his list of products that he recommends, right? And foods, the electric foods. And so at one point I stopped eating meat and everything for like 6 months. And I had lost a good amount of weight, man. And I was feeling good. I was sexy. My skin was clear. You feel me? And then I started eating bad food again. You know what I mean? I went back to my old way. I backslid. And then, and so now it's just kind of trying to just keep somewhat of a better balance. Because now I got diabetes. Yeah. Because type 2 diabetes. And so I really have to be more conscious of what I eat and the herbs that I do take. And so between the sea moss, the kelp that I got, and I got a bunch of other herbs in my backpack that I keep when I go to school, just in case I start feeling funny, I can pop some herbs and so I can get back right. And so I'm a big believer in taking the natural herbs over the pharmaceutical medicines. And that's all because of the knowledge that we got about Dr. Sadie and what he brought to us, and also people like Dick Gregory. Also, I got to shout out Dick Gregory, and our the icons that really gave us the blueprint as far as our health go. And so that's what's up about the CMOS. I'm surprised that my cousin in New Orleans, he actually hit me up about a week ago. He was like, "Cuz, you got to give me some of that CMOS." So I was like, "Duh." I was like, "You can order it yourself." I said, "I got the pills now, dog." He said, "I don't want the pills. That sounds too European. I want the actual." I was like, "Dog, you can get them." I said, "You can get it, man."
Yeah.
But yeah. So how's it working out for you, man? The CMOS. Super froze.
And I was in and out of the hospital. So like after I came out from my coma, right, they kept putting me on blood pressure medicine, right? So then like I came out of the hospital about like, I want to say the beginning of October, because I was in there for about a month and a half. So maybe like the end of October. So then January I started taking CMOS, and I kept going to the doctors And then they kept saying, well, your blood pressure is too high. So then by the time I started taking the sea moss, they were like, your blood pressure fine. Next thing you know, they pop in there, okay, but since your blood pressure fine, we want you to take this. They kept just like upping my doses, and I said, I'm not doing this. So I stopped taking blood pressure medicine, and I kept taking the sea moss. But I think the biggest problem is because I still continue to eat meat. Mm-hmm. And like, I might not drink too much sugar, but I drink enough sugar that I shouldn't have.
Right.
And I feel like at one point, like the sea moss was like giving me energy that I didn't know, because I was jumping off my mama's steps. I was jumping off the steps, so she said, "You gonna break your leg," and I'm already bowlegged, so my legs was already crooked. And like, so man, I guess because like my nails started growing. Like I never had nails until like since 2020, since I started sticking sea moss. Like, and when I get nervous or stressed out, I bite them off. But then like a week later, they grow back, and I'm like, damn, they seem like they grown longer than like my hair. It's like it grows back fast. Like I go get a haircut next week. By next Monday with this, I feel like that's the power of the sea moss is really powerful, because I've been trying to explain it to people. Like sea moss really helps us. You just got to be dedicated to doing it.
Yeah, my wife, she actually takes she makes the gel and she puts it in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And all kind of stuff. I see a big bag of sea moss in the Ziploc bag in the refrigerator, and I'm like, and then she in the shower, and I see the bag in the bathroom, and I'm like, what you doing with the sea moss in the bathroom? She's like, oh, I'm gonna use it, put it in my hair, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But that's what's up, man. So wait, but I know you lost a lot of weight, man.
Yeah, I used to be 600. I'm 180 now.
Man.
But see, also with this, like I started taking my life, like I started stopped drinking drinks and just started drinking water. And then like I was already walking to work every day. So I was walking like 6 miles a day.
Man.
Until I got stabbed. And then after I got stabbed, I started going to the doctor. Then that's how I became a diabetic.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know how I became a diabetic when I was like walking 6 miles a day.
Yeah.
But then like after a month, like they put me on diabetes medicine. Then I just kind of like, I was like, man, but I can't do this. Like I don't like taking the insulin medicine, but I got to.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing my research also on it, and I feel like, man, I really need to get it back on the sea moss more serious and try like a vegan lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lot of other herbs out there for the blood sugar that I take. I could probably send you some. I'll probably text them to you when we get off. I gotta go get them. We got a Whole Foods store out here called Sprouts. I don't know if y'all got that out there.
I think we do, but see, with a lot of places like them in South Carolina, they in like the bourgeois neighbor area.
Yeah. That's where ours is at.
So I'm like, I got an idea because I think I've seen it, but it's on this road that's traffic is like horrible. Like you think it's Christmas time traffic. Like you might sit there just trying to get into one spot for about 30 minutes. Like, God.
Yeah. So at that spot, they got a huge selection of natural herbs that you can take for any ailment almost. But they got a nice selection for blood sugar, and I got several herbs that I take. But yeah, man. I'm gonna pause. I know you're supposed to be interviewing me, but let's go back, man. You said you were 600 pounds and you 180 now.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. When I started I started taking my life more serious. Like I got this job at the jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was like a kitchen supervisor, right? So you had to take inmates to the top floor from the basement. So you have to walk a mile. Then you get on the elevator. Then you got to walk another mile to get on another elevator. Then when the elevator open up, you get on another elevator, and then you there. Then you got to do it back. So then, like, it was the point of where I was just walking a lot, and then like you might be in because like we would only have access to the kitchen and to like the medical hallway and then to the other kitchen. So that's where we would always go. So like I did a lot for like maybe the 6 months I was there. You do a lot of walking. Like you might take them hamburgers. They sell them hamburgers to the cops in like 20 minutes. So now you gotta go back up with some more, and then you doing it like 3 or 4 times a day. Then you gotta walk around this place, make sure the inmates is working. And then I was also catching the bus, so I had to walk up a hill, down a hill, up a hill, down a hill. So that probably helped out a lot also. Then when I got sick and I ended up in a coma. So when I was in the coma, I was in coma for maybe about like 3 weeks. But then I spent like a month and a half. So like for 3 weeks, they just gave me like fluid. So basically I was just like the IV packages and stuff like that. Then when I actually came out, it was like another 5 days before they fed me. They would give me these ice cube chips. But it would be like a ice cube on like one of the brown sticks.
Oh, like
And you got to
stick?
suck it.
Yeah.
So like it's nothing but ice water.
Right.
And so then when they start feeding you, you can't move, and you only get 3 meals a day. Right. And then you get like a snack. But the snack won't come till like 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so then like I lost a lot of weight, but then also I was also conscious about what I was eating at one time. Like you said, like for 6 months, I wasn't really eating too much pork. I basically was just eating chicken. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I stopped eating pork because like after watching so much with the Dr. Savy interview, and then like watching the slaughterhouse stuff, because like I started seeing a lot of stuff that I was like, I don't think I really want a hamburger. I don't really think I want this. After seeing so much stuff, and then I realized like, and then like I also wasn't eating salt.
Right.
And then like, cause like salts to me is disgusting. I already eat pepper or like seasoning. And then just like a lot of stuff I stopped eating, because like I used to. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you this story. When I was 600 pounds, I would order like 2 large pizzas. Mm-hmm. Halfway through there, I wouldn't even get full, so I would order like $30 of Chinese food. Man. And then order from this other place 2 cheeseburger plates. Man. And then with the pizza, I would get like a Mountain Dew 2-liter. With the Chinese food, I get a gallon of tea. With the other place, I get like a gallon of tea. Man. And I still be hungry. Man. So like, you ever watch 600 pounds, how do people be eating? Like I would eat like that. But then the biggest woke was with me when I tried out for The Biggest Loser. So I went to this place called Kennesaw in Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. And I realized I was one of the smallest people at that convention. Wow. Like it was people that couldn't walk, people that would take 2 steps and they'd be like, they only took 2 steps. Like I remember one dude, I had like a gallon of water. One dude walked past me. I thought he was passing. I just gave him a gallon of water. Man. He drank the whole thing. Man. And like we were standing out there for 8 hours, so he drank all my water. Sheesh. And I was like, and I realized like I really didn't want to be that guy, because like in my city, I was probably one of the biggest guys. Like I walked funny. People knew who I was just by the way I walked in my body size. So that was like a wake up also. Yeah. That's and crazy. I just think it was like between you, Dr. Savy, and other people, like when I really got serious into the internet, like I just started watching y'all interviews. You see what I'm saying, the stuff that y'all was talking about. And I was like, I didn't know how to get CMOS at the time being. Like it took me, whenever you posted that video maybe like 3 years ago, so that had to be like 2012, 2015. And I didn't start getting CMOS until like 2020. Because that's when like Styles from the Locks, he was like to me the first person that was selling it. Yeah. And they had a legit webpage. Because like I reached out to him and this other dude off of Instagram. The other dude, he chewed me out. He was like, I'm not gonna sell you my CMOS if you just gonna eat a cheeseburger tomorrow. He said, because you just waste.
It's choppy. He froze.
Styles reached out to me and he told me what to take. He said, what's your medical problem? I said, I was morbid obese. I came out from a coma. I'm a type 1 diabetic and I got high blood pressure. So he put me on, he recommended me to take the CMOS and some bladder stuff
Yeah.
And some black oil seeds. So ever since then, I've been taking that, and that's why I felt like I never caught the COVID like what everybody else was saying. Like you got to have underlying. I was like, no. I think as long as you go to their stuff, that's how you get the COVID. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
anybody can disagree with me, but that's just my opinion because I meet people all the time with the COVID, and they was like, "Man, I went to the doctor and I wasn't feeling good." Next thing I know, I had COVID. I said, "Okay."
Right. So look. First of all, congratulations on your weight loss journey. First of all, I salute you on that one for real, for real. Um, it's funny you talked about like the COVID situation because we was in Africa last year in
I
Tanzania,
seen it.
and they was like one of the reasons why we went to Tanzania was because they were still open for people to fly in during the pandemic. And so their president at the time, who passed away not too long ago, but he was like he wasn't believing in COVID like that, and so he was like, let the people in. You know, we still an open country, and when we got there and touched down, one of our guy KP, our Uber driver, he was like. He said, if somebody gets sick out here, we don't feel well, we take our herbs. He said, we get our ginger, our lemon, we, make it like a tea. We drink that. They got he said some other stuff too. Like, I guess that was probably native to Tanzania. He said something else too. But he said they just drink that, and it keeps them good. And so you gotta take your vitamins. You gotta take your vitamins, man. And so
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because I don't know. As black people, I don't know. They don't know how important it is. Like maybe your great grandma do, your great aunts and them. Because I remember, like, I used to see people like grandma. I used to know this dude. His grandma used to take about 30 pills a day, and I was like, to me, that was unhealthy.
Right.
And then I meet people today that's all they do. And
right. Take all them pills.
I feel like half the world is depressed.
Right.
Yeah, because all the stuff they trying to put me on. Half them pills had me one of them pills almost like when I was in the hospital, one of the pills almost had me jumping out the window.
Oh Lord.
Because they was giving me suicide pills and I had to stop that. Like I try to explain to people, if you've been in there for a month, you will see stuff that you don't want to see. Like I try to tell people about this one time, like I was on this hall and they had me on this hall with nothing but older white women, right? And I was the only person in there under.
Oh, you chopping up. You froze.
They just be so, because then like they would just go and turn the button off or close their door, and then they'll ring the button again, and they be in so much pain. And I realized like I really don't want to be that far doped up.
Man, definitely you don't want to be like that. To whereas you can't
because you don't know. Because like I try to explain to people also, like if you got somebody in the hospital, make sure you have somebody up there with them. Because if your people up there by themselves and they giving them medicine, because they try to give me some Tylenol in my ass. I was like, no. Yes. They was like, only way we can get between you if we put them on you, but I said, nah, I ain't got no headache no more.
Right.
And that's just the thing about it. I feel like herbs is more valuable.
Froze. Super froze.
I know a lot of they need, because like the medical business is $1 billion business. You think they finna slow up their money?
No, not at all. They gonna keep their money. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. And since you was on, how was your Africa trip? Because you probably the only person I haven't known that went to Africa.
Man, it was, let me tell you, man, when we got off the plane, we went down to get so you can get a visa on arrival in Tanzania. So you don't have to get one before you leave. So when we got there, we went to go get our visas. Security dudes started speaking to us in Swahili. Let me see. Froze. I'm gonna wait, see if he come back. I'm looking at Rich. He froze. There you go. All right, you back. All right. So the guy started speaking to us in Swahili, and so I was like, we don't understand what you said. And he was like, I was like, we from America. He was like, oh, welcome home. And so that was really funny, to us, and it was really heartwarming, for him to say welcome home, even though we were Americans in Africa.
Yeah.
And the overall experience, I would tell every person who has an inkling or a thought that they want to go to Africa to do it. I made my wife a millionaire in Africa, in Tanzania. 500 US dollars is like 1.1 million Tanzanian shillings. And so we had so much money that my wife was scared to walk around with it. She was like, I'm not holding this money. You keep it. And so the people we came across was extremely nice, friendly. We had our tour guide. The guy that we met there was an Uber driver. He ended up becoming more like a friend, right? He spoke English really well. He wasn't out to try to scam us or get our money or anything. He was helping us out, get deals, and negotiate with other Tanzanians. And it was really pleasant. I will say this though: I have seen videos for single women in African countries. It doesn't always work out as well, right? But I'm married and I have my family with me, and so I'm going to say it's better to probably go there with your significant other if possible, or bring a friend, a best friend, or whoever. But I would say don't go alone. Right, that would be my only advice. Right, you as a man, you won't have a problem going there. I'm talking to the women, right? To any woman watching this, because some videos of women that have traveled to different countries in Africa have had negative experiences with the African man, right? I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
But for you as a man, you they're not gonna probably test you or do nothing to you to try to whatever, right? But I would still recommend bring somebody if you can. The flight wasn't that expensive. It was about $750 per ticket.
Okay.
I don't remember how much our passports were. About $200 for the passports, and the visas was like $100 once we got there. So you talking about, let's just say, spending $1,200 just to get there, right? And when you get there, as far as Tanzania, your US dollar, for $1 US is 23,000 of theirs. You can literally ball out of control.
Right.
And it's not like, $1 US I get you one bottle of water. $1 US I get you 1,000 bottles of water, because the bottles of water there are like 20 cents for like a liter.
Okay.
And so, or probably cheaper than that. But that was a big thing. Now I got my hair retwisted in Tanzania, right? So I got my hair done by some real Africans. My wife got her hair done. She got her feet done, her nails done. We got all this done for about $95 US, which here would have probably cost us $300-$400.
Yeah.
Right. For her to get her hair braided, her nails done, both her feet and her fingernails, and my hair retwisted and washed and all that would have probably cost us about $300-$400 easy. Out there, it was less than $100. and we got some hair oils products from them too, right?
Okay.
It's a bunch. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna sound stupid, but I gotta say it anyway. It's just black people there, right? So everywhere you turn, it's just like chocolate, brown, caramel. It's like nothing you probably ever experienced if you live here in the States. You know what I mean? Like me being from Oakland, Oakland's very diverse. Many people may not know that. Oakland got everybody: Asians, Chinese, Mexicans, Native Americans. Oakland has everybody. So it's a big melting pot, right? But in Tanzania, in Africa, where we was at in Dar es Salaam, it's just them. And so we went to the mall, right? And we end up running into a couple that was from Dallas. And so in the mall, it's just a bunch of black people. And then you see maybe a sprinkle of white people here, and then there's a group of Asians over here. And you just like, now I know how white people feel in America about us. Like, y'all don't belong here in this mall. Like, y'all just y'all the oddball out. Like, because everybody else look like me and you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, I was thinking, I kind of had the mindset that, Africans or Tanzanians was going to have all this hair and all these dashikis and all this, like what I would, stereotypes. And that's not what it was at all. Even the women had haircuts. They had low fades. The dudes were mostly all bald. You know what I mean? They're walking around in regular clothes like we have on right now. Now their shoe game is not always on point. Some of them they just wearing sandals for the most part, and some people not wearing shoes at all. But everything else is pretty much like you would see here in the States as far as the attire. We got some custom made clothes from Tanzania, and then we were able to connect with the guy who made our clothes when we were there. So everything you see me rocking lately, the suits and all that, those are all made from Tanzania. He shipped them out to me.
Okay.
And so and so we were able to make connections is basically the point I'm trying to make on that one. And then we were able to see a lot of beautiful things, the ocean, the malls, travel, just the scenery, man. It's just it's just like, but they don't have a waste management out there. So what happens is they burn their trash in the back, or the wild animals come eat the trash. Like they have cows and goats and sheep. They just roam the streets, bro. It is just crazy. It's just like if you see a dog out here roaming the streets, but like a cow or a sheep or whatever, just roaming the streets. And so that was really interesting to see. But all in all, the negative things though was like the internet. And so I was in school, and the one reason why we went was because I could go to school online. But when we got there, it's like prepaid internet. So it's like you got to pay so much money to get like 5 gigs or 30 gigs. And it only lasts like, I'm used to having internet, my phone, all day long. But out there, it's like it's prepaid. So it's pretty difficult to actually do stuff on the internet consistently, right?
Yeah.
And so that was a downfall. And then the water, they have these big tanks on top of the buildings. The water, like what the fuck? Huh? Board hose? Board hose. Something. My wife's trying to tell me about it. But the tanks, they only allow so much water per day. And so it's like you could be taking it. Well, we didn't even take no showers out there. We just took whole baths. Right? So you just in the sink, you just washing up in the sink, and then that's pretty much it, because they got these big, beautiful tubs, but you can't fill them up with water because they either shut the water off or, it just wasn't what we're used to. I'll say that, right? We did take a shower. When we went to the hotel, the first hotel we were at, they had they had decent showers. But you could go to a nice hotel, but you're gonna spend some nice money.
Yeah.
And you get all your amenities, all your internet, all your water, all you want. But you're gonna spend a nice dollar there. But we kind of wanted to live like, you know, get the experience of like the rural, you know what I mean? And in the that kind of feel more so than the actual city feel. And it was beautiful. You should go. Anybody watching, y'all need to go.
Yeah, I think we all need to.
Yeah.
I know I need to. I really do. I really need to I need to leave America for about a couple of weeks.
You got somebody after you or what?
Nah, I just think I need to go. I think I need to go.
That's how my wife felt. To be honest with you, that's one reason why we went to my wife. She'd been wanting to go for a while, but then she just had this strong feeling like, yo, I need to go right now. Like we need to go now. And so it was right when my school semester was about to start, and I was like, well, let's go. We got the money. Let's go. And so we went. Yeah, man. You got your passport ready?
I ain't even got a passport. I think I need to go ahead and purchase one.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Just go ahead and say I got it. But yeah, I do want to go. Like that's one of the places that China, in Jamaica.
Jamaica, yeah. Do it, man. Go see the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Now let me ask you this question. Out of all the No Limit records you ever listened to, what is your favorite one? And Master P is not in the category. You gotta take everything about P out the category.
Oh, so it can't be a Master P album?
Nope.
Oh, dang.
Don't feel bad. I do it to all of them. I would take Jay out, Nas out, Big out, Pop out. Who's your favorite MC now?
Right. Dang. Because I'm not even gonna tell you my favorite because it's a Master P album, but
I already know the only guy can judge me now. It's your favorite Master P album.
Wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Only guy can judge me.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that one.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go with Soulja Slim, Give It to Him Raw.
Great one.
Yeah. That's gonna be the one I'm gonna go with, man.
Great one.
I'm gonna go with Soulja Slim, man.
Okay. Now, and what's your thoughts on the Young Dolph situation?
It's a tragedy. Anytime somebody lose their life due to like some senseless violence, it's always a tragedy. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I heard the name before. I really didn't follow his music like that. And so when my people said, "Oh yeah, Young Dolph," no, I think I seen it on Instagram. They say he died. No disrespect, none disrespect at all. God bless the dead. I had no feelings towards it at all,
right?
Because I'm not connected to the music or the person. I don't really know who he is, right? And so I know like his fans were, of course, heartbroken. So I wish nothing but, the best for his family. And I hope whoever did it ends up getting caught if they haven't been caught already.
Yeah, they called. I think he was only like 21 or 23.
Oh, the person who shot him.
Mm-hmm. And then like 2 days. Then like 2 days later, he hired Yo Gotti lawyer.
Oh, to defend him.
Yeah. So it's like a government conspiracy theory. Like with some people I see on the internet, they were like, that's kind of odd because Dolph and Gotti was beefing also.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So because like I don't think because I wasn't really a big Dolph fan, but like somebody told me like the way that he was talking about No Limit one time, they was like, I thought about you when I heard him talk about Master P and stuff. So like that was like okay, and I listened to a few of his songs. But I was never the biggest Dolph fan.
Yeah. So that's what kind of caught my attention was when C Murder was talking about him.
Yeah.
And so that's when I came more interested. And I was just like, oh, because apparently Young Dolph reached out to C Murder or went to go visit him while he was in jail, or reached out to him while C Murder is locked up, of course. And so anybody who anybody get my attention when they talking about No Limit. So it's just like for him to for C Murder to say that, and then he did the song or he sent the message out about to Young Dolph, you know what I mean, and all that. And so that's for him to lose his life like that, that's crazy. But what P always say, because he was in Memphis, wasn't he? Was he got killed in Memphis or
Tennessee? And he got killed in South Memphis.
Is he from Memphis?
Yeah, he from South Memphis.
Yeah, so
they basically got killed in this neighborhood like every other rapper.
Right. Now, like what P always say, you gotta get out. You gotta get out of your own, you gotta get out of your city. You know what I mean? Like, as much as you want to keep it real and represent, you know what I mean? You gotta get out of your city. It's like I told you at the beginning of this interview. I'm from Oakland. Most people they praise Oakland. Okay. I can't be there. Right? I can't do it. I got my degree up here from Merritt College, where Master P also went to, for real estate. My associate's degree right here on the wall. My granddaddy, not my real granddaddy, but my stepmom's father, before he passed away, he said, Dub, he said, you still go to Oakland? I say, I go to Oakland to go to school, and I come back home. I don't play around. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't got time to. I got two brothers that live in Oakland. I don't go visit them and hang out and chill and all that. It's too wild, right? And I gotta come home to my 3 little girls and my wife, so I don't got time to be playing around in Oakland like that. So, if I had the means, the funds to help build a community up there, no problem. Wouldn't take it. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, let me get up out of here, grind over here, and when I get some surplus, I can come back and do what I'm supposed to do for my people. Yeah. But in the meantime, I got to be alive. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true, because I think some of us, we get so comfortable in that negativity, and we, misery loves company, and I think that's what some of them, they don't look at it like that, like you're miserable. Like you're not out there taking penitent chances just to say you're gonna stay in the hood for another 3 years. You trying to get your mom out there. It's the reason why you trying to get your mom out there. Like I don't understand why some people don't realize that you want your mom out there, but you want to stay out there. That don't make no sense.
Right.
You don't want your mom out there.
Go back.
Yeah. Like most people don't realize that.
That's one thing I admire about P. Like he always tell people, like, get what you get and get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so people a lot of people who don't really understand why us real fans of No Limit like Master P and what he says in the message, but it's more than just the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a real man who's accomplished things, who has pretty good practical advice on staying alive, right?
Yeah.
And doing well for your people, so yeah, man.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna hold you up too much. I really appreciate this. I thank you for coming on. Tell people where they can find you at.
Facebook is probably the best place. I'm saying the best place. Y'all type in Savalas SDUB Williams. That's me all day, every day. Instagram, clout chasing. TikTok, clout chasing. And you can actually email me too at sdub49@gmail. If anybody want any, I just passed my California real estate test. So if anybody from Cali watching this, y'all want to list y'all house with your boy, holla at me, man. I'll help you list the house. Outside of that, man, I thank you, man. And, your story and testimony is amazing. I'm gonna have to get you on my YouTube channel when I reboot it back up, man.
Man, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So I appreciate the opportunity to talk to your people and your platform. And I just wish everybody much success. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you definitely. I'm finna bring you back on. We're gonna have some. We're gonna talk about some other stuff next time. But I got to keep on going because I got a couple more interviews due before the end of the night. I
That's what's up.
appreciate that, SDUB. Salute you, and
Yeah.
appreciate everything you doing out here, my brother.
All right, man. Have a good night. Be safe out there, boy.
All right, you too.
All right, peace.